Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning. We've made it to the middle of the week. We have made it past the cold front, which is basically now sitting over southeast Nebraska. It's about right here. I didn't draw it in because it's about ready to clear out, and it's really not impacting our area at this point here. Behind it, northwesterly winds. Not terribly strong this morning, mostly 5 to 10 miles per hour out of that northwesterly direction. They'll stay out of that direction today, maybe getting as high as 10 to 15 miles per hour. A few passing clouds, especially over southeastern areas, especially around the middle of the day, and then they'll thin out later this afternoon. This evening looks quiet, light winds, clear skies, more clouds coming in later in the night into tomorrow morning as another cold front pushes through. Now, this cold front doesn't have a lot of cold air with it initially, but what it will do is bring some strengthening winds behind it out of the northwest, kind of reinforcing those northwesterly winds. A few passing clouds, no rain with this front here. In fact, we'll see skies clear up tomorrow. Quite a bit of sunshine for your day on Thursday, a few extra clouds out west. Winds blowing out of the northwest tomorrow, 10 to 20 miles per hour, perhaps gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour for your Thursday. And again, it's that northwesterly wind. It is drawing some cooler air in from the northwest, just a bit with those northwesterly winds there. But I would say the coolest air is likely going to be here in the northwest part of the state here for tomorrow. And then tomorrow night we'll feel it a little bit more. We also get another disturbance, which will bring another increase in clouds Thursday night into Friday morning. And along with that, the wind's still breezy and potentially some rain. I want to stress the word potentially, because not all forecast models are still on board with this. The European forecast model brings light showers to the area. The GFS American model completely keeps us dry. This model here, this is our in-house forecast model, does show a few showers after midnight for Thursday night into Friday morning. If we get that, it would just add to what kind of is going to be a little bit of miserable weather anyway. The winds are going to strengthen on Friday. It's going to be chillier on Friday, even starting the day. Throwing a little rain, that wouldn't be real pleasant. But what will happen is these showers may last through the morning hours, but eventually the clearing in the northwest is going to move in later in the day, and eventually as high pressure builds in Friday night, skies clear up, winds die down, and we are going to see a cold night ahead Friday night into Saturday morning. Highs today, upper 60s and lower 70s. We'll shoot for about 69 or 70 here in the Tri-Cities. Tonight we'll dip back into the mid to upper 40s and lower 50s. Tomorrow's temperatures, very similar to today, mid to upper 60s, lower 70s. You can kind of see the cooler air off to the northwest just a bit as that starts to make its way into our area. We'll feel it more Thursday night and Friday morning with lows dipping down into the 40s and 30s. Probably not going to see much frost out there, even these areas that drop back to around 35, 36, because the winds will be blowing a bit, and that sometimes prevents frost from developing, so I don't think we'll see much frost out there. Now, let's get into Friday afternoon. The winds will be strong. We're talking about sustained winds Friday afternoon, or Friday during the day. 20, 25 miles per hour. Gusts could reach 30, 35, 40 miles per hour. Throw that in with highs in the 50s. Not a real nice day on Friday. Then the winds will die down Friday night into Saturday morning. Now, I don't have a graphic built for a third night of overnight lows, so what I have to do is go into my editor mode. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take tomorrow night's lows. I'm going to bump it up a day in my editor mode here. Now, it says tomorrow night. This is Friday night into Saturday morning, so ignore the top part of your screen there. This is Friday night into Saturday morning. Mid to upper 20s and low to mid 30s. So most of us will be in that frost territory. 35 and colder is frost territory. Once you get below, 32 is the freezing point, so you may want to drain those sprinklers out. And then you start getting below 28 degrees. That's when we start talking about a hard freeze, a killing freeze. So places like Broken Bow westward and northwestward could see that killing freeze early Saturday morning, late Friday night, early Saturday morning. We've got some very cold air ahead of us here as we get to the end of the week and start off the weekend. And that does mean it's going to be a chilly morning in downtown Grand Island for the Harvest of Harmony Parade in Grand Island as lows dip back to around 30 to 32 degrees somewhere in there. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast here. First, the next 3 days, you see the cool down coming at the end of the week, that slight chance of showers early on late Thursday night and early on Friday morning, and then as everything clears out, the winds die down. We are talking about a cold start to our Saturday morning. Now, Saturday afternoon, not bad. We're back up into the 60s, lots of sun, not a whole lot of wind out there. I don't mind a day like that. Maybe a little too cool for some of you. That's not that bad, and it's actually only about 5 degrees below average by the time we get to Saturday. Our average high today is about 71. By this weekend, it's going to be about 69 or 70. Sunday, another cool start to the morning, not quite as chilly though, and a beautiful afternoon. Highs in the mid 70s, lower 70s Monday, upper 70s on Tuesday. We'll actually see some warmer above average temperatures return Tuesday and Wednesday. That does look kind of temporary now, as the latest forecast trends are now cooling us back at the end of next week by Thursday and Friday. Maybe moisture to go along with it as well. Let's take a look at two of the long range forecast models. We'll start with the European model. Again, the storm system from last night's clearing off to the east this morning. Quiet weather with that next cold front right here tomorrow. The next disturbance comes in Friday morning. There's the shower chance. Again, I mentioned before, the European model does show showers early Friday morning. Clearing out Friday afternoon. That system clears out. High pressure builds in Friday night, Saturday morning. Very light winds, clear skies, cold temperatures out there. The weekend and into early next week, lots of sunshine, quiet weather. Maybe turns a little more interesting by the middle and end of next week with the next chances of moisture and the next cool down on the way towards Thursday and Friday of next week. The GFS forecast model shows the system moving on out this morning. Just a few clouds Thursday morning with that cold front. Then comes the next disturbance Thursday night into Friday morning. Notice again, no moisture right here. It's all staying to the northeast of us. The GFS has been very persistent on not bringing moisture into our area. So that's why I'm keeping it at about a 20 to 30% chance of light rain early Friday morning. After that, skies clear up, winds die down. Saturday morning, there it is, high pressure right over top of Hastings, south central Nebraska. You can see that slow clockwise rotation. That's high pressure. It's going to be a cold start to the day with light winds, clear skies out there to start off your Saturday. But beautiful weather with the afternoons, lots of sun and not a whole lot of wind. It gets a little bit warmer then as we head into next week. A lot of that, the GFS looks like it's maybe not quite as warm. It keeps the clouds around Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm not on board with that yet. We'll wait and see though, and then here come the next chances of moisture. Small chances, but there are chances, and maybe a little bit of a cool down later in the week here. But again, the long range forecast, don't like to get into too many details because the long range forecast changes all the time. All right, so here's the temperature trends here. And you can see it, cooler weather overhead today. But then here comes the bigger chill at the end of the week into the upcoming weekend right there, Friday night into Saturday. And then we start to warm up as we head into next week here. We'll take this through Tuesday. I'm slowing down my progress of this because my graphics slow in loading everything in here. Yep, still trying to load it in. And here's Tuesday, Wednesday, where we see the warmest temperatures return next week. And then at the end of next week, the GFS model, or I think this is the GFS, I'm not really sure, I'll have to check. It is not insisting on cooling us down. Maybe a little bit here, we'll see. So that's one model. And I want to check to make sure I know which model that was. I should have known it. Looked ahead of time here. That was the GFS model, yes. So let's show you the European forecast model now, which is going to be a little bit different next week. So again, today, cool, getting a little bit colder at the end of the week here. Look at that, Friday into Friday night. There's the colder air building in. Then we start to recover next week, warming back up, especially by now. We may get a slight cool down. If you notice on my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday forecast, Sunday was 74, Tuesday was 71, Wednesday was 78. Monday may get a little shot of cooler air from the northeast, like a backdoor cool front right there. That's why it goes a little cooler for Monday. And then we start to warm up Tuesday and Wednesday, and then here comes the next shot of cooler air. So most of my forecast is more based on the European forecast model and not so much the GFS forecast model. So this one here, I would be in a little more agreement with I'm a little more agreeable with this one than I am with the GFS forecast model. So, all right, well, that's pretty much all the forecast I have for you for today. I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the 7-day forecast before I let you all go so you can get one more quick little glance of that before we wrap things up. So we'll show you that 7-day forecast one more time. That's all I have for you for today. Stay warm out there. Looking forward to some nice weather this afternoon. Should be some great weather for your Wednesday afternoon. I will talk to you again on Thursday with all the latest. Until then, take care, enjoy your Wednesday, and God bless. Bye.